Ladies and gentlemen, imagine waking up each day with the confidence that your value is irrefutable. No matter what happens, you've become so essential that ignoring you is no longer a possibility. What would that feel like in a world where everyone is vying for attention, recognition, and opportunities? How do you stand out in a way that others can't overlook? The key lies in becoming so valuable, so indispensable, that your presence becomes a force no one can ignore. Today we'll explore how you can unlock this power for yourself. We'll dive into how to shape your skills, mindset, and character to rise above the noise and become someone who is not only noticed but sought after. Here's the first principle you need to understand. The marketplace compensates you based on the value you provide. That's the reality. It doesn't reward need, desire, or wishful thinking. The marketplace rewards value. This is one of the fundamental laws of our economy. However, many people waste their time hoping things will be different instead of focusing on becoming different themselves. We live in a world where everyone is searching for quick fixes, shortcuts, and instant success. But here's an uncomfortable truth. There are no shortcuts. Success is not a one-time event, it is an ongoing journey, the gradual fulfillment of meaningful goals. To achieve these goals, you must first become someone of value. Let me ask you, if I spent a week observing you, would I be impressed? Would I feel inspired or intrigued? Would I learn from your discipline, your insights, your focus? Or would I be underwhelmed? Would I see the same habits and predictable outcomes you've always had? To become someone of true value, you need to take an honest look at your current position. This can be difficult because most people don't like what they see when they really face themselves. But here's the good news. You don't have to stay where you are. You have the power to evolve, to grow, and to transform. I once had a mentor who shared a piece of advice that changed my perspective. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for fewer problems. Wish for more skills. Don't wish for fewer challenges, wish for more wisdom. This philosophy completely shifted my approach to life, and it can do the same for you. Now let's talk about your value in the marketplace. What skills do you bring to the table? What knowledge do you have? What problems can you solve? What value can you add? These questions define your worth in the world. The great news is that you can increase your value every single day through a commitment to personal development. When I was younger, I met a mentor who asked me a question, "How much money have you saved?" My answer was none. He then asked, "Who sold you on that plan?" At the time, I was living paycheck to paycheck, hoping things would improve, but this mentor taught me something invaluable. If you want to be valuable, you need to have value to offer. If you want change, you need to change. If you want things to improve, you need to improve. If you want more, you need to become more. Becoming valuable begins with developing your mind. Think of your mind as a muscle. It gets stronger the more you use it. Read books, attend seminars, listen to audio programs that align with successful people, and commit to lifelong learning. As I've said before, formal education can help you make a living, but self-education can help you make a fortune. Studies show that the average American reads fewer than 2 books a year. Is it any wonder that so many people struggle financially or feel stuck in their careers? They're not feeding their minds with new ideas or perspectives. Years ago, I made a commitment to read at least 30 minutes each day. While this may not seem like much, over time it adds up to 3.5 hours a week and 182 hours a year. Imagine how many books you could read in 182 hours. Books filled with ideas that could transform your life and increase your value in the marketplace. But reading alone isn't enough. You must apply what you learn. Knowledge doesn't become powerful until you put it into action. As you read, continually ask yourself, how can I apply this? How can I make this work in my life? How can this increase my value? In addition to developing your mind, you must work on developing your skills. What are you good at? What comes naturally to you? What do people praise you for? These are clues to your natural abilities. The goal is to take those talents and develop them to an exceptional level. Average doesn't make you valuable. Exceptional does. The marketplace rewards excellence, not mediocrity. Over the years, as I've traveled the world speaking to different audiences, one thing has stood out. The top 20% of performers in any field earn 80% of the rewards. That's simply how it works. If you want to be rewarded, you need to be among the best at what you do. Let me be clear. I'm not saying you need to be the best in the world. That's an unrealistic expectation for most people. What I'm saying is you need to be among the best within your sphere of influence. You need to be exceptional compared to those around you. The good news is, becoming exceptional doesn't require extraordinary talent. It requires extraordinary effort, dedication, and discipline. It's about taking what I call the slight edge approach, doing a little bit more than everyone else, a little bit better, and for a little bit longer. For example, let's say you're in sales. The average salesperson makes 10 calls a day. What if you made 15 calls instead of 10? It's just 5 more calls, but it represents 50% more activity over the course of a year. That could result in thousands of additional contacts, potentially hundreds more sales, which could mean tens of thousands of dollars in your pocket, all from a slight edge in your daily efforts. The third key to becoming valuable is building your character, your integrity, work ethic, and reliability. These qualities may seem old-fashioned in today's fast-paced, shortcut-seeking world, but they are timeless. They never lose their value because they form the foundation of trust. And in business, relationships, and life, trust is everything. I've met many talented individuals who never realized their full potential because they couldn't be trusted. They showed up late, broke promises, or cut corners when no one was looking. Eventually, the marketplace caught on and opportunities stopped coming their way. Talent without character is like a sports car without brakes, impressive at first, but headed for disaster. On the other hand, I've seen individuals with average talent who achieved extraordinary success because of their exceptional character. They were honest, reliable, and diligent. Over time, the marketplace rewarded them generously. Character creates trust, and trust creates opportunities. The fourth aspect of becoming valuable is cultivating your attitude, your perspective, and your approach to challenges. While attitude isn't everything, it is the first thing. It sets the tone for everything that follows. A positive, solution-oriented attitude makes you someone people want to work with, help, and see succeed. I learned this lesson early in my career when I was working in a department store, earning a modest income and often complaining about my situation. One day, a wise colleague said to me, "If you want to make more money, become more valuable." At first I took offense, thinking my attitude was just fine, but after reflecting on his words, I realized he was right. I had been doing the minimum, focusing on what was wrong and waiting for my circumstances to change instead of changing myself. So I made a decision to change my attitude. I decided to be the most positive, enthusiastic, and helpful person in the store. And you know what happened? Everything changed. Customers started asking for me by name, my sales increased, and management took notice. Within 6 months, I was promoted. Did changing my attitude instantly make me wealthy? Of course not. But it set a chain of events in motion that led to greater opportunities. It made me more valuable in the marketplace, and that's the principle I want you to understand today. Your income can grow only to the extent that you grow. The fifth aspect of becoming valuable is developing your network, the relationships you build and the people who know you. In today's interconnected world, your network is one of your most valuable assets. It's not just about who you know, but about who knows you and what they know about you. As I've said before, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Take a look at your current network. Are these people pushing you to grow and become more valuable, or are they holding you back, encouraging mediocrity? If you want to become valuable enough to be sought after, you must associate with those who are already achieving the success you desire. Seek mentors, attend conferences, and surround yourself with successful people where excellence is the norm. And remember, networking isn't just about what others can do for you, it's about what you can do for others. The most valuable people in any network are those who add value to others without expecting anything in return. They make introductions, share insights, offer help, and give first, knowing that giving is the first step to receiving. The sixth aspect of becoming valuable is developing your brand. In today's digital world, everyone has a personal brand, whether they realize it or not. Your brand is how people perceive you when you're not in the room. It's your reputation, your perceived value, and your market position. So let me ask you, what do people say about you when you're not around? Are you known for excellence, integrity, and adding value, or are you known for mediocrity, cutting corners, and just getting by? Your brand isn't built overnight. Becoming valuable is a gradual process, built day by day, decision by decision, action by action. It's developed by consistently delivering on your promises, exceeding expectations, and becoming the kind of person others can rely on. I remember a woman who attended one of my seminars years ago. At the time, she was an administrative assistant at a small company with big ambitions. After the seminar, she rebranded herself from simply being an assistant to becoming an indispensable business partner. She started arriving early to work, taking on additional responsibilities, and consistently going above and beyond her job description to increase his sales despite having a strong product. After attending a workshop on creative problem solving, he decided to change his approach. He began experimenting with new marketing strategies, offering unique discounts and even bundling products in unexpected ways. Within months, his sales increased significantly. His ability to think creatively and solve problems differently made him stand out in a competitive market. The 10th and final aspect of becoming valuable is developing resilience. Life will throw challenges your way, and the ability to bounce back from failure is crucial to your long-term success. Resilience is the ability to stay focused on your goals despite setbacks and obstacles. It's about learning from your mistakes and using them as stepping stones rather than allowing them to derail you. One of the best ways to build resilience is to embrace failure as a learning experience. Every failure is a lesson in disguise. It shows you what doesn't work, and it helps you refine your approach for the future. Resilience is built through persistence and the ability to keep going when others give up. The more you practice resilience, the stronger it becomes. For example, a tech entrepreneur I know faced several failed product launches before finally achieving success with a breakthrough app. Each failure taught him something valuable, whether it was about market demand, user experience, or technical challenges. He didn't let those failures define him. Instead, he learned from them, adjusted his strategy, and kept moving forward. His resilience paid off, and today he runs a successful business that generates millions in revenue. Now, let's recap the key principles for becoming indispensable. Increase your value, focus on what you can offer to others, not just what you want. Develop your character, build trust through integrity, reliability, and honesty. Cultivate a positive attitude. Your attitude is the foundation for success. Expand your network, surround yourself with people who push you to grow. Build your brand, consistently deliver on promises and exceed expectations. Develop your expertise, become a recognized authority in your field. Increase your productivity, focus on results, not activity. Unleash your creativity, find new solutions and opportunities where others see obstacles. Build resilience, embrace failure as a lesson and keep moving forward. These principles are the building blocks to becoming someone who is not only noticed, but sought after. By committing to personal growth and striving for excellence in all areas of your life, you will develop the value, influence, and impact needed to thrive in today's competitive world. Remember, becoming invaluable takes time, effort, and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone, but the rewards, both professionally and personally, are worth the effort. Make the choice today to rise above the noise and become someone who is impossible to ignore. It isn't just about managing people. It's about inspiring them, creating a shared vision, and motivating them toward a common goal. Whether you lead a team or a project, your ability to influence and guide others will significantly increase your value in any environment. Effective leadership requires emotional intelligence, empathy, and the ability to make tough decisions when necessary. Great leaders know how to communicate their vision and align people with that vision, making them feel valued and integral to the mission. Leadership is also about accountability, taking responsibility for both successes and failures, and using those experiences to grow. One example of strong leadership I encountered was a team manager who lacked formal authority but was instrumental in guiding a struggling project to success. Despite having no direct power over the team, he led by example, showing a strong work ethic, being reliable, and offering support to his colleagues. His leadership skills, even without a title, made him indispensable to the success of the project, and he was promoted to a higher leadership role shortly after. If you want to develop leadership skills, start by stepping up in situations where leadership is needed. Lead small teams or projects, volunteer for leadership roles, and focus on building relationships with those around you. Learn to listen, to give constructive feedback, and to guide people toward achieving common objectives. The 13th aspect of becoming valuable is developing adaptability. In a world that is constantly changing, the ability to adapt is crucial for success. Being adaptable means you're open to change, ready to pivot when necessary, and capable of handling unexpected situations with grace. The marketplace rewards those who can adjust to new circumstances, learn quickly, and evolve with the times. The best way to develop adaptability is to embrace change rather than resist it. Seek opportunities that challenge your current skill set and push you to learn new things. Stay open-minded and remain curious, understanding that each change presents an opportunity to grow. It's important to remember that no matter how much experience you have, there's always room to learn and adapt. An example of adaptability comes from a software engineer I know. When the tech industry shifted toward cloud computing, he didn't resist the change or stick to outdated technologies. Instead, he took courses to learn about cloud platforms, and within a year, he was not only proficient in cloud services, but had become a sought-after expert in his field. His ability to adapt to the changing landscape of technology helped him stay relevant and valuable. The 14th aspect of becoming valuable is developing patience. Patience allows you to focus on long-term goals and stay committed to them, even when progress seems slow or results are not immediate. Building value is a process, and achieving true success takes time. It's easy to become frustrated or disheartened when results don't come right away, but patience teaches you to stay the course. Successful people know that achieving lasting success is rarely about quick wins. It's about putting in the consistent effort and maintaining focus on your objectives even when the going gets tough. With patience, you can endure the ups and downs and stay on track for long-term success. I've met several entrepreneurs who faced years of challenges before seeing their businesses take off. They stayed patient and persistent, understanding that every obstacle was an opportunity to learn and improve. Their patience paid off when they finally broke through to success. The 15th and final aspect of becoming valuable is developing humility. Humility is the ability to acknowledge that you don't know everything, that there's always more to learn, and that others have valuable contributions to make. Humble individuals are approachable, open to feedback, and willing to learn from others, which makes them valuable to any team or organization. Humility doesn't mean undervaluing your worth. It means understanding that your value is enhanced when you acknowledge your strengths and weaknesses. It's about creating an environment where collaboration thrives and everyone can contribute their best ideas and skills. I remember a business leader who built a thriving company by remaining humble despite his success. He was always willing to listen to his employees, learn from them, and give them credit for their contributions. His humility earned him the respect and loyalty of his team, and it helped his company grow. To summarize, becoming valuable requires a combination of skills, mindset, and actions that focus on increasing your value in the marketplace and in life. It involves increasing your value through continuous growth, developing strong character and integrity, cultivating a positive attitude and mindset, expanding your network and building strong relationships, building and maintaining a personal brand, becoming an expert in your field, increasing productivity through focus and smart work, nurturing creativity and problem-solving abilities, building resilience to overcome challenges, developing strong communication skills, embracing leadership and guiding others, being adaptable to changing circumstances, practicing patience to achieve long-term goals, maintaining humility and the willingness to learn from others. By developing these qualities and principles, you can become someone whose value is undeniable. You'll rise above the noise and become indispensable in your career and life. Keep striving for improvement, and you'll see how these changes will make you too valuable to ignore. Social media notifications and multitasking demands, making it difficult to stay focused on any one thing for long. Yet the most valuable individuals are those who can maintain laser-like focus on their goals, eliminate distractions, and prioritize what matters most. Focus is the foundation for deep work. The ability to do high-quality, high-impact tasks without being interrupted. In a world filled with constant distractions, those who can concentrate deeply on important tasks stand out. A man I know, a highly successful entrepreneur, attributes much of his success to his ability to focus. He doesn't waste time on trivial matters or unnecessary tasks. Every day, he blocks out time for focused work, whether it's brainstorming new ideas, strategizing, or working on projects that will move his business forward. This discipline of focus allows him to achieve extraordinary results and stay ahead of the competition. To improve your focus, start by minimizing distractions. Put your phone on silent, close unnecessary browser tabs, and create an environment that is conducive to concentration. Set aside uninterrupted blocks of time for your most important tasks and dedicate yourself fully during those periods. Over time, you'll notice that your productivity and results increase significantly. The 17th aspect of becoming valuable is embracing innovation. The willingness to challenge the status quo and find new, better ways of doing things. Innovation isn't limited to tech companies or startups. It's a mindset that can be applied in any field or industry. Those who innovate are the ones who drive progress, create new opportunities, and solve problems in creative ways. Innovation requires a willingness to take risks, experiment, and sometimes fail. It's about being open to new ideas, approaches, and perspectives. It's about pushing the boundaries of what's possible and finding ways to do things more efficiently, effectively, and impactfully. A great example of innovation comes from a woman I know who worked in a traditional retail environment. Rather than following the same old processes, she came up with a way to use data and customer feedback to personalize the shopping experience. This innovation not only improved sales, but also earned her a promotion to a leadership role within the company. Her ability to think outside the box made her too valuable to ignore. If you want to embrace innovation, start by asking questions. Challenge how things are done and think about how they could be improved. Be open to new ideas, technologies, and approaches, and always be looking for ways to create value by solving problems in new ways. The 18th and final aspect of becoming valuable is creating and maintaining balance in your life. While striving for success is important, it's equally important to ensure that your career or ambitions do not come at the expense of your well-being, relationships, or personal happiness. The most valuable individuals understand that true success is not just about professional achievements, it's about leading a fulfilling, well-rounded life. Creating balance means knowing when to work hard and when to rest, when to push forward and when to take a step back. It means nurturing your relationships, taking care of your physical and mental health, and finding time for things that bring you joy and fulfillment outside of work. A woman I know who has built a highly successful career as a lawyer makes a point of maintaining balance in her life. Despite her demanding job, she prioritizes her family, exercises regularly, and makes time for hobbies she enjoys. She says that balance is the secret to her long-term success. It allows her to recharge, stay energized, and remain motivated to perform at her best in all areas of her life. If you want to cultivate balance, start by setting boundaries and making time for self-care. Schedule time for your loved ones, for activities that relax and rejuvenate you, and for personal growth. A balanced life will allow you to perform at your highest level, both professionally and personally. To conclude, becoming invaluable in today's world is about more than just technical skills or qualifications. It's about cultivating a wide range of qualities and skills that make you indispensable in any environment. By developing leadership abilities, adaptability, discipline, decision-making, focus, innovation, and balance, you position yourself as someone who is not only capable of navigating challenges, but also someone who creates opportunities, drives change, and brings value to every situation. When you continuously improve and focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you become too valuable to be ignored. Others. Emotional intelligence, EI, is an essential skill in today's workplace because it impacts everything from communication to collaboration to leadership. People with high EI are better at building relationships, managing conflicts, and fostering positive team dynamics. They can navigate the complexities of human behavior and emotions, which often drive decisions, motivation, and performance. In fact, research has shown that EI can be a better predictor of success than IQ in many fields. It's not about being a perfect communicator or always staying calm. It's about understanding the emotions at play, whether they're your own or someone else's, and using that understanding to guide your actions effectively. A colleague of mine who worked as a manager at a large organization once shared a powerful story about how emotional intelligence helped her succeed. She was handling a team that was underperforming due to low morale. Instead of focusing only on the task at hand, she took the time to listen to her team members' frustrations, understood the emotional drivers behind their disengagement, and provided personalized support and encouragement. As a result, her team's performance improved dramatically and her leadership skills were recognized by upper management. She didn't just solve a work issue, she connected with people on an emotional level and built trust, making her invaluable to the organization. To develop your emotional intelligence, start by practicing self-awareness. Regularly check in with your emotions and try to identify the triggers behind them. Once you understand your emotional responses, you can better manage them. Next, work on your empathy. Make an effort to listen actively to others, understand their perspective, and recognize the emotions they're experiencing. Finally, develop your social skills by practicing effective communication, conflict resolution, and teamwork. The 19th aspect of becoming valuable is having a growth mindset. The belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work, learning, and perseverance. People with a growth mindset embrace challenges, see failure as a learning opportunity, and believe that effort leads to improvement. This mindset is critical in today's rapidly evolving world, where the ability to adapt and grow is often more important than innate talent. A man I know, a successful entrepreneur, credits much of his success to his growth mindset. When he first started his business, he faced countless setbacks and failures, but instead of giving up, he learned from each failure, adjusting his approach and using what he learned to improve. Over time, his business flourished because he refused to let obstacles define him. He saw every challenge as a stepping stone to growth, and that mindset propelled him forward. To cultivate a growth mindset, start by changing your perspective on failure. Instead of seeing it as something to avoid, view it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Focus on the process of improvement rather than the end. Result: embrace challenges, seek feedback, and be open to trying new things, even if they push you outside your comfort zone. With practice, you'll become more resilient and better equipped to face the challenges that come your way. The 20th aspect of becoming valuable is cultivating a sense of purpose. People who are driven by a sense of purpose, not just external rewards, are more focused, resilient, and motivated. A strong sense of purpose gives you direction, helps you make decisions aligned with your values, and gives you the stamina to persevere when times get tough. A good friend of mine who's an executive at a nonprofit organization embodies this principle. She is deeply passionate about the cause her organization serves, and that passion drives her every day. Her sense of purpose keeps her grounded, focused, and energized even during challenging times. It also helps her connect with others who share her values, making her an inspiring and influential leader. To cultivate a sense of purpose, take time to reflect on what truly matters to you. Identify the causes, values, or missions that resonate with you on a deep level. Once you've found your purpose, align your daily actions and decisions with it. When you're driven by purpose, your work becomes more meaningful and the value you create becomes more impactful. By focusing on these 20 aspects, whether it's enhancing your focus, developing emotional intelligence, becoming a better problem solver, or cultivating a growth mindset, you can significantly increase your value in any environment. Each of these elements, when developed and honed, will make you not only more effective but indispensable. By continuously growing and expanding your skill set, you'll become too valuable to ignore, and your opportunities for success will multiply. Improvements and changes to the customer service process. She took the initiative to propose solutions that would enhance customer satisfaction even without being asked. Her proactive approach not only improved the company's bottom line, but also gained her the recognition of upper management. Her ability to spot issues before they became problems and act on them made her indispensable to the company. To develop initiatives, start by looking beyond your immediate responsibilities. Pay attention to the broader goals and understand how your work fits into the bigger picture. Identify areas where you can make a difference and begin contributing solutions. Being solution-oriented is key. Don't just point out problems, but offer ways to resolve them. Finally, don't be afraid to take risks and step outside your comfort zone. Sometimes the best opportunities come from trying new things, even if they don't always succeed. The 20th aspect of becoming valuable is embracing continuous learning. In a world that is constantly evolving, the willingness and ability to learn new things are essential to maintaining your value. The most valuable people are those who actively seek to expand their knowledge and skills, not just when it's convenient, but as a part of their daily routine. Whether it's through formal education, self-study, or hands-on experience, continuous learning ensures that you remain relevant in a fast-paced world. A well-known example is a software engineer who, despite having years of experience, continued to learn new programming languages and technologies. This commitment to learning allowed him to stay ahead of the curve and work on cutting-edge projects even as his field evolved. His willingness to learn made him an indispensable asset to his company, and he was regularly entrusted with high-priority projects that others couldn't handle. His adaptability and ongoing development ensured that his career continued to thrive even as technologies changed. To embrace continuous learning, set aside time each day or week to expand your knowledge, identify areas where you can grow, and actively seek new information, whether through online courses, books, podcasts, or speaking with mentors.